Greetings. Hey, juicy folks out here. This is my third time to do a video. I'm having all these really funny things that are happening. So today we're going to be talking about why a person comes to me for Akashic reading. And I'm going to nail it this time. Anyway, what I find is that on the readings that people come to me with a question. And what I have found over many readings is that they basically fall under three different categories. And and in some ways, we're going to bring it down to one category, but I'll tell you the three categories to start off with is money or seeking more abundance and prosperity is one. The next one is relationship, meaning you have a relationship, you wish to have it improved, or you don't have one and you really want one. And the next one has to do with health. Okay, that something has shown up in the body and that you have a concern related to your own personal health. Okay, so people come to me and they come to me with a question. And the way we work it is I ask them to come up with one question for the reading and to keep it simple, because typically when the person starts articulating and framing their question, the download has already entered in with the information. So I don't need a whole lot of detail, and the information just is received pretty much spontaneously once a person starts talking, okay? But it's usually related to one of these three: relationship, money, and health, okay? So what we find is in the reading is that a person finally gets the nerve, because they probably know I do it, and maybe they've had a referral from a friend, and they're like, they don't want to call me or they don't want to email me, because it's almost like they don't want to face whatever they're looking at, because who wants to admit that something they've been doing like forever isn't working anymore. It seems like a failure, or kind of like a sad, like a death or something, that what used to work isn't working anymore. And in some cases, what people have been taught to do or been conditioned or programmed to do, it never worked for them. And then they were like, how come I'm not getting what I want? Well, it's because you didn't have the right tools and resources to go in to get those things that you're seeking in your life. So, for a perfect person for me that comes to me for reading is like, hey, I notice this is happening in my life and I'm ready to change. I'm not really sure how to do it, because it's been my whole life I've done it this way, which goes into a pattern. Or I just noticed that in different parts of my life, this same thing keeps showing up. And that goes into, I call that the loop. Okay, this never ending loop. So it's just a pattern of behavior. And for a person who is just kind of on autopilot, that they may approach everything with the same loop and the same method that maybe used to work, let's just say when they were 5, and then they turned 6 or 20 or 50 or 60. They're like, well, that loop I used to work really good when I was 5, it's not working anymore. Well, it's just time to, like, graduate that loop and cut it, so you can cut it and then, create a whole new possibility. So that's a perfect person, is when they come to me, they know exactly what their question is. Again, typically it's money, relationships, or health. And then they talk about, they're ready. These people are ready. They're like, I know, I've noticed some things about myself, and it's time for me to get things in order. And will you help me? Those are the perfect people for me. And again, I do know that for some people it's hard, because when they call me, it's almost like admitting something that maybe there's some shame, wrapped around it, or some sense of failure or whatever. It's not really. I mean, and so when we go into that neutral stance where we look at, hey, well, this worked, when I was younger and it doesn't anymore. Well, you're older now, you've changed, and so we just look at it in a neutral way and go, listen, we're going to get you a diploma after this, and you're going to like do an upgrade. So we're going to honor and give you a nice reward for all that time that you use the other pattern of behavior, and we're going to shift you into what's next. And so when we go into the reading, what we do is we find out what's needed in this lifetime, in this moment of now, and it's called the effect. We're seeking to shift an effect that's been spiraling out, where we can't control something through the records, we go in and we find another experience that maybe presents what the initial cause was that caused that block. Okay, there might have been a block. Let's say there's no money. Maybe there was a vow of poverty or a vow of living simply. Or if it's relationships, there was a vow of celibacy, something like that. Or maybe something to do with the health, that there was a vow that, um, I was so poor in another life and so malnourished that in this next one, I'm just going to eat the world. That I'll never starve again. That could be the vow that I'll never starve again. So when we look at the initial cause, then we can maybe find out something that created that loop or that place where there's a block in creating your best life now. Okay, so that's how the records come into play. I want to go in and talk a little bit about only one of these subjects that I believe could help and create a beautiful opening for all three. So money is one, health is one, and then relationships. And what I really want to hone in on this video is the idea of taking care of your body. And that's going to affect when we really take care of our bodies and take care of how we love ourselves, that self-love, and really acknowledging the body and doing the work with the body to, number one, notice when things arise in your body. For a while, for me, I had some skin stuff going on, and I made a promise to put it on my maintenance to do daily skincare. And so with that, it's been great. I still do it. Now I have super doughy looking skin. I call it doughy. It could be sweat. I can't tell. Anyway, it's kind of doughy looking. Anyway, I wear less makeup, and I use more natural products that seem to really be a great benefit. So when you begin to notice certain things that you're seeking to turn around within the body, that may be one of them. Another one for me that I'm actually effectively doing now. So I find what I need, and then I go into effective action. And one of them is like a little bit of skin itchy stuff. So it's like psoriasis. And so I went ahead and doing so you don't know how to turn it. This is for a parasite cleanse. So I did a liver cleanse. I've done a yeast candida fungus cleanse. And then I thought, well, let's just do a parasite cleanse and see what's going on with that. So anyway, so I'm constantly monitoring my body and just listening to what may be needed. Also, I was kind of feeling like I didn't have a lot of energy, so I added walking to that. And that's a free thing. I get outside, I'm kissed by the sun, I'm in the elements, I'm connecting with nature. So those are some things that I did with the body. Also, something else, and I'm just throwing some ideas out for you, because when we look at money, lack of money, or needing more prosperity, or going into a need a relationship, or I want to improve the one I'm at, or health, then when you focus on that body first, use you as the beginning point of all this beautiful expansion in those three areas, including the body. We're going to start with the body itself. Something else is we all could drink more water. And so some of us get lazy. I mean, every once in a while I do it, like iced tea or like you think you're like doing better by buying a diet drink or something. Now, I'm not like saying what to do or not to do, but hey, water is easy. Just get some water, filtered water, or if you got some sort of good water there. This is a jug here, and inside of it, I've got freshly squeezed organic lemon, and then I steep some ginger root and add it to this mix. Okay, let's see. It tastes really, really yummy. So this right here is like an alkaline flush. I drink a couple of those a day. Sometimes I don't always drink it every day, but my goal is to at least drink 1 hot cup of hot water with lemon in it at the beginning of the day. That's a great tip, to just do a nice flush with the alkaline. Okay, so what I really want you to do is just focus on the body and take care of yourself. Another practice. I've got a goal book here, and I'm all about setting intentions. So I'm really intentional with almost everything that I do. And sometimes I feel like I'm like in kindergarten. I like to color too. Anyway, so I've got a goal book, and I'll just show you here. So I've got a goal book for 2018. I created it in December, and a lot of it I, kind of created all of the things for this year. I sat down in December and really met the rubber at the road with like, what am I doing in 2018? Okay, so, and we know that there's changes for all of us, but we can still keep those intentions no matter where you're at or what's going on. And then you can add more things. So I want to show you this page on maintenance. Okay, this has to do, it says floss teeth daily, do the cleanse. I did a liver cleanse. So it kind of just goes through what you're committing to do. Okay. And so maintenance for me is more involved in my body and in my environment, like my house and also my vehicle. So flossing my teeth every day, that is huge. It just takes a couple of minutes to do it. And also scraping my tongue. I know this sounds so creepy and it's like, gosh, like your grandma's telling you to do stuff. Why am I grandma? Anyway, but really like look at what are you doing with your body? And sometimes we get lazy maybe, or we just think, well, I'm awesome. Then you look at me and like, whoa, what happened with that one? Anyway, so this is a recommendation for male or female to really get in there and take a look at what's needed in your body and really listening for what's needed. Taking some deep breaths, really working on diaphragmatic breathing, some simple stretches. I'm a yoga teacher. Yoga is awesome. But do what really you're called to do, okay, with the body. And when you do that, you may notice that over time, as you're working on taking care and loving yourself, okay, that you may find that the opportunities for abundance and prosperity or new deals for me, what I'm seeking around the idea of abundance is I'm seeking more people to come to me for Akashic readings. And I'm seeking specifically for those that are ready to get out of that loop, ready to, if we find there's a block in another lifetime that's creating something here in this lifetime, I really want that person to be willing to let go of any blocks or limiting thought beliefs related around the lack of money. And on my body, I am actively walking and enjoying this high desert area, and I am preparing to do more weightlifting to sculpt my body. And on relationships, I love all of my friends and all the people in my life. And what I'm doing now effectively is I'm doing more FaceTime and talking with my friends that are in different places. So I'm keeping those connections alive and wonderful. So for you, first of all, thank you for listening to this. And Akashic reading is a real pleasure. It was a gift that was given to me. It was received uh, with love and a little bit of struggle because when the gifts came in, I didn't understand what it was. And now I'm like totally embracing all the different perspectives I bring on these appointments, and would be really happy to work with you in any of these areas. So when we really begin to fine tune our body and taking care and loving ourselves and being grateful for the body, being grateful for the abundance. I'm thanking for all the abundance that comes in. I'm thankful for my body and how healthy and vital it is. And I'm thankful for all my relationships. When we are in that place of gratitude, that is really where all the good, juicy stuff is. And so if you have an interest in doing a reading with me, call me or email me or text me. Let's get something going. Let's figure out if there's a way that, if you're looking at something that you want to correct, let's see what we can come up with. And, it's always a surprise to me, and it's always so really neat and sacred when we come up and find a way to resolve something that has been part of your reality, maybe for your whole life. And we can kind of go in there and we can find out what's really true for you today. Okay? The person you were the other day, or any narrative or stories or anything, we're going to just lay those down. We're going to maybe honor them and then send them on the way. I always say send it to the light. Anyway, so happy that you're listening to this. I love being an Akashic reader. I'm welcome to do many more of these readings and sharing more about things I've learned along the way with working with others on their own Akashic readings. You have a most beautiful and blessed day.